in ratings that came with his unpredictability. He helped change not just how fans watched the game, but also how they talked about it. When he isn't discussing race or politics on the basketball show, Charles, who isn't on social media, regularly goes viral for soundbite after soundbite, suggesting former Vice President Mike Pence shut the hell up, joking about Draymond Green being the worst member of a boy band, admitting that he mistook symptoms of a prolonged hangover for signs that he might have the coronavirus. He can befriend anyone anywhere, from Ric Flair and Guy Fieri to Ryan Smith, a college basketball player who valiantly fought against leukemia, and Lin Wong, the cat litter scientist in Iowa who reminded us that the unlikeliest of bonds are just as special as those we see on TV every Thursday. His place in basketball lore will forever be linked to Michael Jordan, the best player the game has ever seen and a contemporary that both he and his peers could never topple. Whether it's fair, there's a question to his basketball story that gets brought up repeatedly. Is he the greatest player to never win a ring? Possibly. Tune in on any given Thursday to Inside the NBA, and you'll hear Shaquille O'Neal mention it unmercifully if he feels like he's losing an argument against his friend. Whenever Chuck's asked how much better he could have been if he dedicated himself to conditioning for the entirety of his career, like he had during the '92 Dream Team and his subsequent MVP season, he laughs at the notion that avoiding the extra Reese's Pieces would have done him any good. What the fuck else could I have done if only 4 guys did the shit I did? He asked Sports Illustrated's Jack McCallum in 2012. At the height of his career, he was treated more like a rock star than a basketball player. A pitchman for 2 of the biggest brands in the world, Nike and McDonald's, Charles appeared in movies and iconic TV commercials and graced magazine covers that became collector's items. Everyone wanted a piece of him. Presidents and pundits, actors and activists, even Madonna. Images of him getting mobbed by fans in Spain during the Dream Team's 1992 Summer Olympics drew comparisons to Beatlemania. He's hosted Saturday Night Live the most times of any athlete in the show's history, and he says he makes tens of millions of dollars annually between his job at TNT and endorsements for brands like Subway and Capital One. We've been hearing him for a long time, but he's contended that hearing him doesn't necessarily mean people have understood him. He doesn't like being called controversial, but sometimes there's no other word to better sum him up. To many, he resurrected what it meant to be the provocative voice of the American athlete not seen for decades in a world he considered too politically correct, too guarded, and too uncomfortable. For others, he is and always has been a blowhard with an inflated opinion of himself and his perspective, an inflaming figure in a culture fractured by race and politics. The same goes for basketball, like when LeBron James responded to Chuck's criticism of him by listing off all the things Barkley had done as a player. I'm not the one who threw somebody through a window. I never spit on a kid. I never had unpaid debt in Las Vegas. I never said I am not a role model. I never showed up to All-Star Weekend on Sunday because I was in Vegas all weekend partying. Kevin Durant echoed James in 2021. I don't know why they still ask for this idiot's opinion. An altercation with Charles could involve an opponent or an official, a coach or an owner, a teammate or an announcer, a fan or a bar patron, or anyone who dared get in his way. His 329 technical fouls are good for second all time, ranging from fighting with Bill Laimbeer to poking a ref in the nose and drawing blood. His arrests and the millions he's lost gambling made headlines, and the bar fights are shared like old war stories. So why is now the time to tackle the long, full life of Charles Wade Barkley? Bob Costas succinctly summed him up. If you go looking for the next Charles Barkley, you'll be looking from now until doomsday. I see his picture every day and I'm like, I need to be a motherfucker just like Charles was on the court. That's who I'm like, said Diana Taurasi, the Phoenix Mercury star and one of the greatest women's players ever. Charles cemented this legacy not only through basketball, but by also speaking out, for better or worse,